Do not move in with someone or have someone move in with you until you are ready. People are completely different when they're living under the same roof. You're actually going to see the true sides of them. And I'm definitely going to ruffle some feathers with what I'm about to say next. Some people just need to hit rock bottom for them to be able to pick themselves up. There is nothing like harsh life experience that makes you wake up and get your SHIT together. The best time to be able to understand what the problem is and resolve that problem is unfortunately after you've hit rock bottom, after you are flat on your feet, after there's nowhere else to go, and then you gotta realize it's time for me to grow up. Hello and welcome to Kitchen Table Advice. My name is Paola and I am the host of this podcast. This podcast is a safe place where you can ask for any advice you want. It can be relationship advice, both platonic or romantic, career advice, or life advice. I wanted to create a safe place where you can ask for your advice without fear. My purpose here is to serve as a guide and give you a different perspective for you to eventually both find your purpose in life as well as your voice. As a reminder, every name will be anonymous and your identity will always be kept a secret. This is not professional advice and I am not a licensed therapist or psychologist. Just think of this as advice you would get from a close friend on the kitchen table. So, let's begin. Hello, my wonderful gems. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing. If you're a returning gem, welcome back here. If you're new here, hello, how are you? Make sure you set out the vibe, and if you like what you're listening to, then please feel free to like and subscribe to this channel. Alright, as usual, we just jump into the first story of the episode. Okay, so the title of the first story is Should I Break Up with My Unemployed Boyfriend or Wait It Out? We'll just jump in. I'm pretty sure by now you know what I'm going to say, but we will jump in. Hello, everyone. I'm really stuck at a crossroad right now. I'm a 24-year-old woman and I've been dating my boyfriend, a 25-year-old man, for about 3 years now. Throughout those 3 years, I've progressed through different jobs, new apartments, and I feel like I'm at a pretty healthy place in life. I don't think I can say the same for my boyfriend. The entire 3 years we were together, he was at the same dead end, low paying job, looking for other jobs but never actually following through or getting hired. That is, until a month ago. I moved into a large apartment and his lease was ending, so it was the next logical step for us to move in together. I'm going to address that later. I was excited until day two. I wake up to a phone call from him that he has randomly decided to quit his job. So, for the past month, he has been unemployed. This has caused extreme stress on me because I'll admit I'm a control freak, but also because he has no idea what to do. He applied for a sales job and put 2 weeks of free training into that until he realized it was a scam. He has been trying to start his own company for the past 6 months but has no client. He's not really actively seeking jobs, just doing small things here and there. He has no savings and only enough money for the next week monthly rent. I'm so stressed out. When I try and explain why I'm a little stressed out, he gets upset that I'm not supporting him and just stressing him out some more. I 1000% can afford this apartment on my own, and in fact, at this point, I feel like him aimlessly wandering is holding me back. We had a trip planned for his birthday that we canceled because he couldn't afford it. He can't afford dates or casual events. I feel like it's holding me back, and I don't know if I should just wait around for him to get his SHIT together or if it's just a lost cause. A lot of these habits I know he picked up from his family. Parentheses, short attention span, irritability, and anger. No drive in the right direction. Close parentheses. And I can't end up like that. My parents have no idea he doesn't have a job because I don't want them to look down on him. All of my friends are telling me to run. We live together though, and I also feel like if I kick him out, he will have nowhere to go and nowhere to make money. I'm worried he will fall further into a hole. I'm I am a ball of stress and I have no idea what to do. Please help. Wow. A lot of girls and a lot of women have either gone through this or going through it, and I pray the next do not have to. Okay, I understand the next logical step is for you to move in with your partner. You love him, you want to help him out, you're already paying for the rent. What more is it going to cost for him to come in? However, please don't move in with someone until you're ready to move in with someone. I don't care that it's the next logical step. I don't care that it makes sense. I don't care that the opportunity just presented itself. We had a similar situation, well, not quite like yours, but we had a similar thing that happened last week where this girl wanted to invest in this house that her boyfriend's mother. No, 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 no. Do not move in with someone or have someone move in with you until you are ready. People are completely different when they're living under the same roof. You're actually going to see the true sides of them. And I'm definitely going to ruffle some feathers with what I'm about to say next. Some people just need to hit rock bottom for them to be able to pick themselves up. There is nothing like harsh life experience that makes you wake up and get your SHIT together. The best time to be able to understand what the problem is and resolve that problem is unfortunately after you've hit rock bottom, after you are flat on your feet, after there's nowhere else to go, and then you got to realize it's time for me to grow up. A lot of women are doing this, what you're doing right now. And unfortunately, we have kind of been brainwashed into supporting these people, supporting this man. Support is a great thing. If you've been on this channel long enough, you would have known. I always say relationships are give and take. Sometimes you're going to give, meaning you're going to support your partner during the times of needs, and other times you're going to take. It seems like you don't even have the chance to take anything. You're just giving, 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 giving. That is not a relationship. I'm sorry, that is a vampire. You are living with something else. I don't mean to call your boyfriend names, but it's just like, and us as women, we've been conditioned and we've been brainwashed into this supporting role. Support a man, support him through his finances, support, support, support. But sometimes they need to hit rock bottom. Sometimes they need to get that real reality check to be like, I need to get my crap together. Stop being a safety net for this guy. He is 25 and you are 24. You have your crap together. Why doesn't he? Why can't he ask you for help? Why can't he see what you're doing? I understand you guys may be in completely different field. However, success does not happen by chance. You need to be there consistently, dedicate time and effort, learn about your craft, learn about your skill, better your skill. When it's time for you to pivot, you pivot. Some are you gonna fall on your face sometimes? Yes, you are. But other times it is gonna work out. It doesn't seem like he's even trying. It doesn't seem like he's ambitious. And it seems like you are. You're able to afford this amazing apartment on your own. Congratulations, great. But now you can't even go on a holiday because you feel bad if you go on a holiday or you go on a vacation. You can't bring your partner. They're going to resent you for you spending the time in your life and them not being there. Listen, sometimes we need to let people hit rock bottom for them to realize the way they're living is not okay. You need to stop being a safety net for this guy. If you love him, you will leave him alone. If you love him, you will break up with him. If you love him, you will run and go to the next person for him to realize, whoa, maybe what I'm doing is not right. I understand you love him. I really do. And you don't want him to suffer. Well, basically, whenever we love someone, we want to shield them, we want to protect them. However, just like every parent has to learn at one point in time, you need to let your child fall on their face for them to realize that trouble they're in, especially during teenage years. Maybe it's a bad analogy. I don't know. Not a parent, but I've heard them say that. But sometimes you need to let stuff happen to other people for them to wake up and realize this is not okay. And I think this is what is happening with your unemployed boyfriend. Just, especially if there's already this history of him seeing other family members being bums and stuff like that, don't be there. You need to do what is best for you. I don't actually think you're stuck at crossroads. Your friends are telling you exactly what you need to hear, but because you love this guy, you don't want to listen to them. Anyways, that's my advice. My advice is the same as your friends. Why are you so scared of telling your parents that he's not employed? Because you know they're going to give you the same advice I'm giving you, which is basically run. He's not ambitious. He has no drive. He doesn't know where to go in life. What are you going to do with someone like that? Like, unless you want to carry the whole relationship for the rest of your life, which some people do. I'm not if you're the type of person who likes to carry the whole relationship and you want to be the financial caretaker, the emotional caretaker, the whatever caretaker, and you're open for that, then I'm pretty sure this dynamic is going to work for you. But if you don't, and you're fooling yourself around with, I love him, so I'm going to baby him and nurse and be his mother, then I'm sorry to break it to you, that is your business, and you're never going to find that mutual, respectful relationship you want. But hey, that's all. My advice is the same as your friends and the same one that your parents are going to tell you. Run away. If you want to listen to it, listen to it. If you don't, don't. That's it. Because I'm pretty sure by now you actually know what you're supposed to do, considering your friends already told you, and considering the fact that you don't want to tell your parents because you know exactly what they're going to tell you. So, all right. So that is it for that story. We're going to take a break right now and come back with the second story of the episode. All right, we are back with the second story of the episode, and the title is Should I Help and Support My Boyfriend with What He's Going Through Right Now? I feel like my advice is going to be the same as the first one, but let's dive in. Hi there, I apologize in advance if this is all over the place, but I'm desperately seeking for some advice and help. I'm a 23-year-old woman, and my boyfriend is a 21-year-old man, and we've been together for almost 8 months now. We met during the lowest point of our lives as we were both going through a lot and battling a lot on our own. Because of our instant connection, this is leading me to believe you guys trauma bonded, huh? Okay. Anyways, continue. Because of our instant connection, we became really, really close and inseparable friends that led us to becoming partners later on. He is the light of my life, and I love him more than words will ever explain. The issue I'm facing right now with him is that he tends to become cold and distant when something bad happens. He has a lot of trauma, specifically from his dad, so he tends to pull away whenever he's dealing with stuff. I never really stopped to think about this, and we didn't talk much about it either. But it seems that he has an avoidant attachment style, whereas I have an anxious attachment style, and I feel like this clashes a lot with us. I need constant reassurance, and he needs space. I'm not sure how to navigate through this. A few days ago, he went on a vacation with his family, and so far it's been the worst we've ever been. We're not talking much, and even when we do, it reminds me of those boring stages of, Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? We never go without saying I love you at least a few times a day, and we always call each other by our nicknames. But it, but ever since he went on vacation, there's been none of that. I know he's dealing with a lot of stuff right now, stuff that I will keep private since it's not mine to share. But I don't know how to help him or show him he doesn't need to go through all of it alone. That that asking for help is not as bad as he thinks. How do I help and support him on this right now? I don't want to come off as clingy, needy, or annoying, but at the same time, I don't think I can rest without knowing he's okay, or at least trying to be there for him. Any advice or suggestion is welcome, and I sincerely thank you in advance. Another one. We're just gonna jump in to this. If your boyfriend is more of an avoidance style, as you stated, and you are more of an anxious style and you need reassurance, y'all are not going to work out together. It just is what it is. It's just, I, if you constantly need reassurance and he needs his space, you're different poles. You're polar opposites. Something has got to give. Either you need to be comfortable with space or and he needs to know that he needs to reassure you. However, you're not going to work out. And the reason why I'm saying this is not, I don't actually think I guess, avoidant attachment styles and anxious avoidance style cannot work. I think they can work, but the problem here is you met at your lowest and you trauma bonded. Trauma bonds will really give you this illusion of you have connected with this person, of you knowing this person, because you're the lowest point in your life. Kind of what I alluded in the first story, where I said the girl should just let her boyfriend fall flat on his face. The thing is, once you reach rock bottom, you get that reality check. You know that something has to change. That's when you're open to receiving. But the thing with that openness is anybody can just come in and tell you something and you're going to be swayed. This is kind of how people get into cults. But the that sort of happened with you and your boyfriend, and I'm not saying you guys are cultists or anything like that. He was in his lowest, you were your lowest, you guys were both open to receive, and you found someone who was vibrating in that same frequency as you, who accepted you, which acceptance is a good thing, but they accepted you based on that trauma. You want someone who's going to accept the healthy version of you, not the traumatic version of you. And the healthy version of you does not mean the perfect version of you. Those are completely different things. You can be healthy and you still have your pros and your cons, your, you have your stuff that you are either working towards, you're either working through it, or you have accepted that this is just a part of you and you're comfortable with that. That is a healthy version of you. I'm not talking about perfection or being the perfect this or that. Push that aside. When I mean healthy, I just mean you being content and finding your place, or you knowing who you are in this moment in time. Yes, you're still willing to grow, and yes, you're still willing to expand, and yes, you're still willing to learn whatever needs to be learned, but you are content with where you are right now. That is the healthy version of you. And with that, you are able and willing to keep going through the processes of health, because health is a continuum. You both met in a really traumatic space where you were open and willing to receive. But the thing about that is, you received, I don't even want to say you received something that's bad, because it's not bad. It's like you linked up with one another because you were both on the same frequency. And now you're finding out stuff about your boyfriend where he still has not healed from his trauma. It seems like you have not healed from your trauma, and you guys just kind of linked up and tried to make best with life with what you knew at this moment in time. If you've been here long enough, you will hear me say this. Please do not date when you are at your lowest. Don't try to link up with anyone. Don't try to jump into a relationship. Don't try to do that. Um no matter how enticing it might be, no matter how you may feel like you're actually being hurt, but you're not. You're just trauma bonding. It's not an actual healthy connection that's going to make you grow, make you succeed. All it is, it might just keep putting you in this space where you feel like you're a victim, or where you feel like nobody's going to hear you. It really depends. But I always try to tell you guys to not date when you're at the lowest point in your life. That lowest point in your life is for you to be open to receive, and open for you to finally find out who you are, what you like. You slowly inch through health. This is not the time for you to try to dismiss that or try to ignore it. This is a time for you to grow. This is a time for you to expand into you becoming your own self. And trust me, it is difficult and it's very unpleasant. However, once you reach the end, it is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you. While you're in that moment in time, I'm pretty sure you're not going to like it. You're going to try to avoid it as best as you can. And maybe jumping into a relationship where you feel like you're loved is, quote unquote, love is the best thing that ever happened to you. But that relationship is still going to keep you at that same point, if not bring you even further down. Sometimes there's even further down than what you think is rock bottom. I don't ever want you guys to get there, but I think that's kind of what happened here, where you both trauma bonded and you both rely on each other, which was good for you because you are, as you said, an anxious of attachment style. So you like the attention, you like the reassurance, you like the big gestures of romance. I don't know if that's what you like. And he's more different. When he's dealing with heavy stuff, he likes to detach, he needs his space, he needs all that. And this will be so much easier if you two were in a healthy space where he would know he has to give you reassurance while still maintaining his space, and you will be okay with him getting his space while still getting the little reassurance he's giving you. But break up. That's what I'm going to say. Break up, heal individually, and if it's meant to be, you can come together. If it's not meant to be, you can go your separate ways. I know you want to help him right now, but you both need to find yourself. You both need to know who you are, what you like, how you appear in relationships, why did those relationships work or not work, and you need to do the work. You need to figure out who you're meant to be. And I don't really see you being able to help your boyfriend because he wants space. He wants distance. Yes, obviously, he should know that he can ask for help. Not everyone's going to betray him. People are here to support him. However, he needs to come to that conclusion by himself. You cannot force someone into help. They need to come to that conclusion by themselves. And that is why rock bottom is a good place to be for you to go on your health journey. It is unfortunate, but people are hard headed, and until they reach that rock bottom, until they fall flat on their face, they're not going to understand it. But yeah, my advice is you need to break up with your boyfriend. This is the second time I've told that. Oh my freaking god. Break up with your boyfriend, go on a healing journey, figure out who you are, figure out what you like, what you dislike. Yes, you're an anxious attachment style, but you don't have to be an anxious attachment style all the time. Just because you label yourself, I hate labels, but just because this certain label fits you doesn't mean that you're not going to be okay with someone who likes more space or who is okay with being distant. It's just you both need to heal, and you both need to know that relationships are give and take. And yes, obviously, your partner should shower you with affirmation and tell you they love you and all of that. But you also need to be okay with you knowing that if they don't tell you that, it doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means they're dealing with other stuff right now. And it doesn't mean that those stuff are a priority over you, but it's just in this moment in time, he wants to be left alone. And unless you're in a healthy space and in a healthy mindset, it's going to be difficult for you to be able to heal your boyfriend. I mean, it's going to be difficult for you to be able to support your boyfriend because the way you know how to support is with affirmations and yeah, it's with affirmations and with telling them you love them. But right now, he wants to be left alone and figure it out on his own. Some people are just built like that. And it doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means that this is a part of who they are. And unless you're willing to accept that, being in a relationship with these type of people can be very detrimental. And the same for them. Unless they're willing to accept that you need that affirmation, being in this type of relationship with someone like that is going to be difficult. That is why you need to be healthy. And health is about balance. It's not about being perfect. It's about balance. Knowing who you are, knowing how you appear in a relationship, knowing how to communicate in a relationship when you do appear in a certain style that your partner isn't quite familiar with, but you just explaining it to them that it's important for you to take space or it's important for you to have those affirmations. You need to communicate effectively, and someone who loves you, who truly loves you, they are at least going to try. I'm not saying they're going to completely understand in the beginning, but they are going to try to do their best. And when they do mess up, they will apologize and not try to gaslight you into you being emotional or you being weird or any nonsense. They will actually try to be there, try to listen to you, try to understand who you are as a person, and try to support you. And it's very difficult to do that when you are still unhealed, when you're still in a traumatic situation, and especially when you have trauma bonded with someone. It's difficult. My advice is leave. You probably don't want to hear it, but if you really want to support your boyfriend and you really want to help him, you need to leave. You need to go on your healing journey. You need to find out what type of person you are. You need to find out how you appear in relationship, and you need to find out which partners are best suited for you. Maybe an avoidance style person is not the best match for you, or maybe you can learn to you know, compromise on some stuff if you do have an avoidant partner. It's something you have to figure out. And the good thing about it is you are 23. You have time. Time is on your side, girl. It's okay. I know you're in love. You don't want to lose this love, but you need to become your own woman. And unfortunately, for you to do that, you have to do it on yourself. All right. So that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for spending your day with us. Please let us know what you like in the comment section below. We love reading your emails. We love reading your comments. And another thing, you can always send your stories on our Gmail account, which is kitchentableadvice@gmail.com. That's where we get all of our emails, including business inquiries. Again, thank you so much for spending your day with us, and we see you next week. Bye.